Yo, what's good? What's good, family? We are here. Where we at? Episode 7?
Yeah, episode 7. Yes,
episode
sir.
7, man. We got a real special guest. Legend, man. Just a straight Philly legend. When I talk about the guest that we got, I say this. He's a Philly icon, a lyrical assassin, top 5 rappers out of Philly. Like, most people tell you, easily top 5, man. Star in he was the star, one of the stars in the hot label Major Figures headline, co-headlined in the Figures for Life album that was signed under like Warner Brothers. I call him a freestyle GOAT. Like, not too many people could say they turned down Jay-Z on a record label. Like,
yeah, definitely
down,
not too many.
Not too many people could say that, turned down Jay-Z and Rockefeller, like, not too many people could say that, man. He's not just like a rap, just a rap legend, but also I want to call him like a community activist, server right now as well. More than anything, most importantly, he's inspiration, he's motivation to not just rappers, young boys, old heads, but also people that, that got a second chance to be able to do something and be like a positive example.
Come on,
like, man. I'm talking about he's like when I mean bars, like you understand what I mean? But
they ain't gonna give you your props, man.
No, like that's like I always gotta talk about the winners, man. Like
that's my man.
One of the biggest winners, my OG, ran away. We call him Ace, but the world know him as Spade-O. Let's give a big round of applause for my guy.
Shout out Spade-O, welcome to the show, man.
My motherfucking boy. My motherfucking OG, I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all for having
Appreciate you
me.
being here, brother.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah. So talk to him.
So talk to us, Spade-O. Kind of just a little about your background, like your childhood, like where you grew up, and just like your background.
I mean, I grew up in Nicetown. Grew up in Philly, North Philly. Grew up in up Hansbury and Germantown as well. You know what I mean? Family both places, so I grew up both places. Just typical kid, man. I had a great mom, worked her ass off. You know what I mean? Took care of 5 of us. You know what I mean? And you grew up a kid in the inner cities. You come to a fork in the road, you can go right or go left. You know what I'm saying? I did something right and I did something left. You know what I mean? Nothing, spectacular, but I was blessed enough to, have some God-given talent, abilities that I didn't even know I had, and was able to nurture it a little bit and cultivate it a little bit. You know what I mean? And when I was kind of done with it, MF happened. I was able to hook up with some other amazing, rappers who was already my friends and I had relationships with, and we was able to, make something amazing. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. What high school did you go to? And like when did you kind of like start, I guess, or find your love for rapping?
I went to Parkway. High
Which
School.
one?
Philly.
Okay.
I went to the one that was in Spring Garden College. The one was in Chestnut Hill.
Okay,
originally, back in the day when it used to be Spring Garden College.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But it was like that was later in life when I was like out of school and I was just around doing whatever I was doing. You know what I mean? It was like some friends of mine in Nicetown, my man Dark and Zammy and Rob and all. Shout out to them. Reek, they was rapping. You know what I mean? And I just, they was my friends. So I'm around and I'm like, damn. I always could talk a little bit, and I always, was a little intelligent, and I could speak well, articulate myself well, so I was like, damn, let me take a try, and then I wrote a rap, I let my man Dark in them hear, like, yo, this, and he like, no, that's fire, and then I just kept going, and then I was just like, man, this rap, because back then it wasn't, like, being a rapper from Philly wasn't no cool thing back then, it wasn't like nothing moving, nobody from Philly was getting on back then, like, it wasn't no motion for no rappers back then.
Right.
You feel me? So it wasn't like number one thing on my list, you know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. Wasn't too much like influence. You wasn't seeing it like I want to be like such and such. This guy who's rapping on the corner, great, doing whatever.
Well, I mean, just like it wasn't nobody from the city that really made it, so wasn't
Right.
nobody. I mean, other than Will was so far out of the league of Philadelphia. It was like
right.
being Will was unrealistic.
Right.
You feel me? I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
nah, being him was unrealistic to me. And then you had the Roots got on, you know what I'm saying? And they start popping, but they wasn't like me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Although they just a different, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
they different.
They from it too. They from the same trenches, you know what I mean?
no,
Right.
for sure.
They just different, you know what I mean? But that was like the things that was in front of us, and it was like so I kind of was like off it, and then I bump into Gil, you know what I mean? And I didn't even know Gil rapped, and you know what I'm saying? Because I've been we played Pop Warner football together when we was kids. I've been knew Gil.
So before you get into that, that's like my next question. Like, so like growing up, like what type of kid were you? So, I'm a lot younger than you. You were like Spade was always the cool nigga, like, when we was coming up.
Yeah.
So in my mind, his whole life he's been cool, but was that like that? Like as a middle schooler, even elementary, like were you like the cool kid, or you was quiet. You was the laid back, always the laid back, chill, fall back type of guy.
Yep.
Got you. So, what made you like I want to like more so like name drop, like who was some like you were just talking about, like who were some of the guys that was like, yo, bro, like you need to start rapping, or was it just like something you really were like into, like seeing dudes like, back then it used to be ciphers, used to be people gatherings and people, break dance. I tell people I come from an era where people used to battle not no music out there with they battle taking your heart.
I wasn't listen. I wasn't with
You wasn't with any of that.
I wasn't doing it. I wasn't like Turbo and Ozone and them. Like I wasn't doing that joint. But like back when I first started doing it was like we used to be in Stanton Park, just used to be rapping. That's when Bump used to come up Stanton Park. Like Bump and Dark went to Gratz together. So Bump, that's how I really got to meet Bump.
You said Bump and who?
My man Dark.
Okay,
Nice Town that was rap. That's
Got you.
how I really got tight with Bump. Bump used to come up because him and Dark went to Gratz together. So Bump used to come up to the parking with us, and he was good. Bump was always good. Like Bump always was a good rapper. Bump always was good.
So like speaking on that though, like so I know in Major Figures,
I just got better over time. That's all.
Oh,
I just got better with my skills over time. Like I wasn't as good, but I could freestyle like a motherfucker.
Got you. So that always been there. Like that's it's just a gift. It's just a gift.
So the gift is there. Just he put the
But
work in.
like I know you talked about Bump. Coming over and Bump. I think he from Ocho, right?
18 Ontario.
Right. A lot of the Major Figures, a lot of the guys are from like EA. I know
Most everybody from Erie Avenue.
Right, you was a Nicetown Hansberry guy.
Yeah, but I mean, Erie Avenue is technically the Nicetown Tioga section of Philadelphia.
So
we all grew up going to the same schools, high school, going to the same boys club. So I grew up with both.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm not at that club, I'm up in that boys club. Like back in the day, we was athletes. That's what we grew up doing as kids. We grew up playing ball, playing football, doing that.
Because that was like my next question, because I know sometimes depending, and I ain't gonna say like I'm not gonna put it on the neighborhood, but I'm just say individually. Sometimes somebody from Nicetown or area might be beefing, whether it's in school and Gratz or whatever the situation may be. So was that ever like an issue where around the way you dudes was like, yo, you rapping with them EA niggas? Like what's going on, bro? You from the town, like you know what I mean? That never was an issue.
No.
Got you.
Listen. If I fuck with you, I don't care where you from.
Got you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like my folks on Hansberry. Like, my love for them is just as strong. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Shout out all my guys back HB,
my guys
man.
too.
Those
you know what I mean? Same
guys,
way my love for my people down in Nicetown. You know what I mean? So it's the same. Same way I got love for people down here and niggas in the north and down South Philly. Like, it's like I'm not never... Because I got family from all over, so I may spend time with everybody. You feel me? I never let my mind be closed to that. Like, you only from here. That's what closed young people's minds today. Mm-hmm. They make the world, they constrict themselves to a 4 or 5 block radius.
Right. So for sure. It's like their whole world is like in that.
Yeah.
They live or die about that 4 or 5
and the world is so much bigger and brighter.
That's what made the figures though.
What?
Because what I'm saying is, y'all fuck with everybody from all over the city. Like it wasn't like just like we just mess with EA or we just mess with this part. Like y'all was well respected, not because y'all was the most gangster killer dudes, but just good dudes, man. Just good thorough niggas. Just I
ain't gonna lie. Like Ram Squad was the first ones that made being a rapper cool again. Because they was like street niggas and they was rapping. You feel what I'm saying? But they talked a certain lingo that was Richard Island in North Philly, that project, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And then we came with it and we just shined it up a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? We talked our joints, but we not from the Jets. We from bopping around. We got on low shit. We got on we
y'all fly as shit. Yeah,
you know what I mean? They was too, but we was just something else. And then
y'all just carried it different.
It was so, how we rap was so different. You feel me? We really cracked the lid because we start jumping on other people's beats and start blacking out on them. And these was beats that New York rappers was getting on. And niggas ain't think that nobody except for them type niggas get rapped in them beats. And we got on them and started blacking out. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, so
and then in the same process, we was making our own records. You know what I mean?
Right. So talking about just like y'all group and just like how talented and sharp y'all was, like you said, like y'all had people running the city, just moving around, just with the different styles and things of that nature, right? So talk about like y'all sessions and like y'all creative process. Like, was it very competitive? Because, you know, a lot of y'all grew up, you know, in sports and stuff like that.
For sure,
so y'all
it was always
competitive people. So like, how was the sessions and all that? Was y'all kind of like, yo, I'm gonna get over on Ab today. I'm gonna get over on Gil today. Like, was that your mindset when you was going in recording?
It wasn't like getting over one individual. It was like just being one of the better ones. Because if you didn't have one of the better verses, you coming off the song.
Gotcha.
Like a lot of them songs you hear wasn't the original versions they was. We swapped somebody out that night.
I remember hearing like,
you ain't carry this. You ain't carry this. Not that you didn't do well, but let's see how what's the name. Oh yeah, that's the right play right there. Like I got songs I got took off. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't believe it, but okay.
Oh no, really, Cause
I don't believe it, but
honestly,
okay.
it's songs that I tapped out on. Like yo, I'm out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I can't really catch this joint.
Well, one of my favorite songs on Figures for Life. What you know about Ballin', you wasn't on that joint.
Because it was, I had, you know, of course, because I normally rap first on all of the songs.
Right.
So of course, it was, they wanted me to do it.
Right.
But I was like, I can't really catch this joint right.
Gil even asked
I've been trying to force this.
Got you.
And I wasn't finna try to force it. Like, you know what I mean?
No, Gil, he's like, Spade, you want some of this? And he was like, right.
I couldn't bop with that.
I mean, you know what's for you and you know what ain't. You feel me?
I knew my limitations. You know what I mean? I could have did it, but I'd have been forcing it. You know what I mean?
So what was like the key for y'all building y'all buzz like in the city? Like, did y'all have like a formula, or did it come just kind of like having this organically?
We was in the studio all the time, so we always had endless music. We had, and it was nothing for us to go in there and knock out 5-6 freestyles in one night. It's a bunch of us, so we'd just go in there. You know what I mean? And just pop out shit. You know what I mean? So it was nothing for us to put that together.
So it was more like the output, like y'all was recording and letting people hear that shit.
Well, I mean, we was the first like. We like just took it back to the street. Like we was hitting the record stores. We was independent. We was in the record stores. We got out the trunk and into the stores. Like we was, you know what I mean, off the heat press. We heat pressing and going into the stores. Like we was going into Tower Records charging them $15. Like we know y'all son like no major artists wasn't getting that.
Right. No, that's crazy. Like that's
that's super crazy.
We going to Tower, how many y'all want 100?
That's
they had
crazy.
to come to us. We ain't have no mass distributor. We was in the fucking Clarion Suites down Ray Street with hair dryers closing them CD figures.
It's like they know they gotta buy it because at the end of the day,
everybody coming there asking for it.
Right, and it's exclusive because it's only coming directly from y'all at that stage.
$15 a pop. They paying us $15 a pop.
That's to have like a swag like that where you like, you know your worth. Like be like, we know our worth.
Yeah.
When did it become where it was just like, y'all knew y'all was the shit. Like y'all knew like, and I don't want to be so, because I know how, you know, humble you could get. So I'm not even gonna say when y'all knew y'all was the shit, but when y'all knew like, damn, like everybody, the city feeling this right now, man. Like the city really feeling this. When did it hit like, damn,
we got an
like,
opportunity to really change some lives.
Yeah, like
that
like,
never
we
hit.
Doing it.
That hit when we got older. We had the opportunity to change lives.
Seriously?
We didn't see it that far because nobody was in front of us to show us what it looks like when that happens.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like there was no example to say, yo, when this happens, this how you do it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like just like it was new for us being on as artists, it was new for the management. It was new for everybody for the city. That hip hop scene, it hit so fast and it blew up so fast. The few people that was in the know and operating, they was like with their artists and they was kind of out of here. So it wasn't like the we had to kind of sift through it. But I never had that moment to like, yo, we the shit. But it was like the first time I heard my song on the radio, I knew it was different. Like, dog, that was like, I was one of the people that tuned into and listened to that stuff. And to be one of them people's like, damn, my shit playing over. I'm hearing cars, not just 1, 4, 5, 6 cars riding by playing my shit. And I'm like, damn, we didn't even have a picture or nothing. Nobody knew who it was. I used to have to argue with people like, yo, that's me. They like, nigga, you don't rap. I knew most people. They like, nigga, you don't. I'm like, dog, that's me on that joint. They're like, no, that ain't you. Where your picture? I'm like, we ain't had no picture.
No, seriously.
You remember it was the Broad Street line on all the mixtapes. We just used to have the MF logo. That's the one thing we did that was genius. We was the first ones that started branding the logo.
Yeah,
got you.
Everybody knew that MF logo. We didn't. That's how I knew we didn't understand. We didn't maximize that.
So he making me mad. He making me mad. I was just telling
like
Spade.
That Wu-Tang logo.
I was just
like
talking about
MF
Spade. Like, though I wanted that MF shirt
that
so
MF
bad.
That MF logo was a motherfucker, bro.
I wanted that MF
MF
shirt. Like you was that joint was like having Rockaway on.
Wallow got that joint done before he went to jail. Wallow got that joint done before he went to jail.
That was his idea?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, so he's just always been like
because the original
a
Major
market
Figures
genius.
was only Wallow, Gil, and El De Niro.
Seriously?
Yeah, they was doing it. Low pulled up on me one day. That's really, he one of the people that pulled me back. I used to teach Low. Low, my aunt live right here. Low live right here.
Damn.
He used to come through the back door, come in my back door, and he used to like, I'm gonna rap.
His energy always was there,
always like that. And he just,
yo, Spade, come on, Spade, get up.
Yep.
What the fuck
the
you don't
same way
sleep?
the niggas did me, he did. Same way I did niggas like, yo, what this sound like? He did me like, Spade. I'm like, this good. It's just long as shit, Low. I'm like, wow, you gotta cut some of these verses. They like 300 bars. He like, yeah. And then he went in the studio. Like, Low one of them niggas, when he get an idea in his brain, he gonna execute that motherfucker. He came to me a week later, he came to me with a tape. Listen to this. And he had a Joan freestyling over the he was freestyling over the Ain't No Nigga beat. And he just rapped for like 9 hours. He was just rapping. And then him and Gil, he played a song with him, Gil, and El De Niro called Bankrolls. And I'm like, damn, this good. And then he went to jail not too long after.
Yo, let's give it up for Wallow for always
executing.
Shout out to OG Wallow, man. Shout out to the OG.
Yeah, and then he, you know what I'm saying, he ended up, never even really getting and ended up enjoying the fruits of his brainchild. That's why I'm so happy for his success now. Because now the blessing came back on him 10 times over.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He actually getting to get his flowers, but Major Figures really, and the ideal and the branding and all that really was his brainchild originally. You know what I mean? Even before I was involved with it.
I heard in interviews where you just like...
They like pulled me in like, nigga, you need to be, you know what I mean?
Right. Like, you get back out here. Right.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I heard in an interview where so many times you like, and this is some of the realest shit ever, where you talked about where like it's tough for a Philly guy to walk up to somebody and say, yo, man, I'm a fan of yours. Like, like... Yeah. Etc. So,
it's tough for a motherfucker to walk up on you and say hello, let alone they a fan. What?
And it always fucks you up when you go somewhere else too, and you see all these people just walk up to you like, say, hey, hello, like, how you doing? How's your day? And it's like, my day's good. How's yours? Like, so love, like, you know what I'm saying?
So we at the All-American game. Wallow and Gilly, they out there.
Yeah.
Twigs, her sister, that's Justin Edwards.
I think I was there
because we was out there for years. Yeah, he was out there. Justin Edwards, his aunt. So obviously we out there for Justin Edwards, but his aunt is out there, and she like, yo, Gilly and Wallow over there, they over there. Let's go take a pic. I'm like, man, I'm too cool now. I ain't no dick eater, man. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, you was down there acting like a nut.
Like a nut, but then I seen everybody take a picture, and it was some dude that wasn't from Philly. He told me, Philly, what's up? Man, get the fuck out the way, man. Listen, we from Philly. Like, let's take this pic.
Like, no, let me get my pic.
Look, I got on straight groupie time. Like, yo, let's take this pic.
Now you trying to be Gio, talking about you done pushing the people. Man, let us take their picture. He was a nut for real, man.
That's that Philly shit, man.
Yo, look, typical Philly nigga. Right. You ain't even want the picture, now you pushing other people.
Damn.
Yo, that's crazy.
We got offended.
Cuz just trying to just get a pic.
Now you were just too cool, now you pushing people.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? Shout out my cousin Dave and Dot Brass.
Shout out to them.
Yo, shout out to them, Wayne Avenue, Wayne and Seymour, everybody from that block. But Gilly is like kind of looking away. He's not paying attention at the time. No, I'm sorry. He's looking at the camera. I'm looking away. So it looked like Gilly trying to take a picture with me. So I sent my cousin the pics like, Yo, Gilly wanted to take a picture with me. Look, I wasn't even paying attention.
Yo.
I'm on straight nut shit.
Yo, you really was tripping, bro.
I'm on nut shit. Like,
You was
listen,
on,
yo, I'm gonna show you that
super
picture.
duper nut shit.
But what I wanted to talk about,
Play my
next,
guy. He's on super nut shit.
super nut shit. Yo, but what I wanted to talk about was, you know, a lot of people talk about how they don't write raps. It's the difference between not writing raps. You sit in the corner, you think about it. You can memorize it because you done did it so many times that you memorize raps without writing it down. It's the difference between freestyling, meaning I'm rapping and whatever comes to my mind next.
Yeah.
This guy was a guy that I'm talking about some of our favorite tracks to this day in Philadelphia. Some of them joints was freestyles and people might not even know it. Like it's like So
I might have had the first 4 bars or something, and then I just go.
Exactly.
Right,
Like he be rapping some regular thing, you could tell when he start getting to the freestyle part.
That's how my man Fame like that. Shout out Fame.
Yeah.
Out there for
Okay.
Famous. He's similar.
Got you. So my question is, what was it like? Was that just something that was always just a natural talent for yours, or was that something you had to work on with freestyling? Because people hear freestyle and they think a verse. Now I'm talking about freestyling, meaning off the top. He, and you be like, dang, he cooking this joint. Like you could tell it's a freestyle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's just like an artist. You asking them like, how you draw? Like they just
Got you. They just do
you
it.
know what I'm saying? Like
Got
you just have a certain talent. Like I always had a talent for being able to articulate myself. Like, well, you know what I mean? Just
Gotcha.
I don't know. Like you asked me to explain it, I really can't. Like you know what I mean?
That was
Like
just something.
real rap. I can't explain it.
That's like
like something that he wasn't
That's like
taught,
asking.
so it's just
That's
like,
like
you know,
asking
it's
Kobe,
fine.
like, well, how you able to score so good? I mean,
It's like, what's a
I
bad
work on my
freestyle?
game, but I'm just
It's like, what's a bad freestyle? You got to beat. You just freestyle, and then you just keep you get better and better. It's like Kobe, like you said, Kobe. The better the more he worked on his jumper, the better his jumper.
the better you get. Right? He was like, yo, how
You
you
still
get
gotta
so?
be naturally had the ability.
Yeah,
to do
you
it.
got
Yeah.
to, but you got to still cultivate the natural abilities. You still got to cultivate the talent. You know what I'm saying?
So you know, I want to talk a little bit about the album. You know, Figures for Life. Love that album.
It's Philadelphia.
Once
classic.
again,
It's
shout out
a
to
classic hip hop classic.
Shout out to my big cuz Dave, man. My favorite album of all time is Volume 2. That's what. It's not just because it's Jay-Z best album, but that's what turned me on
It's
to
not
like,
his best album.
huh?
It's not his best album.
No. But what I'm saying is, it kind of like that's what got me really like into like rap. Like I mean, that was like the first CD I brought. Like you understand what I mean? That's back in the day, that's what stands
Right.
out.
It's
I'm
meant
sorry.
something to you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it meant something to me. I'm sorry. I ain't bought a real CD, but my second favorite album is Figures for. I'm talking about all time. My second
really?
favorite album is Figures for Life.
Shit, that ain't even in my top 2.
You said that ain't in my top 2.
Listen here.
You
man.
OG, so you don't know what that did for. So I say this though, right?
Right.
I was listening to music that I wasn't supposed to be listening to. I was like,
Right.
you gotta think at that time, I'm 2000. I'm in 6th grade, bro.
Yeah.
So, like I said, my big cuz Dave had me listening to music I wasn't supposed to be listening to. So I remember by the time I got to,
I was like that with NWA. My mom came in the house. I was listening to NWA. She slapped my head off my head. Slapped me so hard my head came off my head.
by the time I get to Mansion, right, it's like 9th, 10th grade. This is damn near 04, 05. People out of the loop. People, my age bracket is kind of out of the loop. And that's when CD players is out.
Right.
And we on the cheese bus. We going to the game. Like, what you listen? I'm like, yo, this Spade, this Figures, bro. Man, you know how Philly niggas is, man. I ain't listening to that bullshit. Like, yo, bro, you need to listen to this joint. By the time they was listening to that joint, the next game when we on the cheese bus, like, yo, Stan, what's up with that Figures? Like, whole Strawberry Mansion section on that joint. I credit myself for that. But like they like.
Well, don't credit yourself, Stan, because I used to be in that. You know what I mean?
Right, but I'm
Yeah.
talking the young niggas, the young
yeah.
niggas at that time.
Shout out to my guys from down there.
The young niggas, like you understand what I mean? Like that shit, that album is just super special to me. So I can tell you about it from front to back.
Yeah.
But I say this might make you laugh, it might not. But I got a couple questions for this song. My favorite song. You didn't feel me then.
Yeah.
First off, I want to know were some of y'all verses like it was personal verses, or was it just like nah, we just spitting?
Well, some of them all have a factual undertone. You may exaggerate. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. But they all got some factual parts to them.
Right.
You may be talking about a bunch of different. You may be talking about parts of different girls.
So my second question is,
what?
You looking skinny, baby. Is you hitting the glass? That's a crazy line, big homie. I'm like, yo, is this a real line? Like, damn, she started doing crack. Like, was that a real joint or was it?
You know how it be. You see John, she was super thick, then she like, whoa, what's up?
Oh, for sure.
Like, you know, that was just like a common little joint, you know what I mean? No disrespect to nobody. Shout out to everybody. That's the thing now. Looking like hitting the glass now. That's the joint now. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to all of them.
Get my last question up. Yo, that's a
Yeah.
Miz, you don't know how crazy that bar. At the time, I didn't know, but as I'm older now. Like, baby, as you looking skinny, baby, as you hitting the glass. I'm like, oh shit, damn, like damn.
I never really understood the impact of all of that stuff until later. You know what I mean?
So I got
just saying shit.
I got two more questions before you go, Miss. I got two more questions. So the next question is, your classic intro on that song.
Yeah.
That joint start off. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Like the girl.
No, that's a real. That's a real voicemail.
Oh, that's a real voicemail. That's all I wanted to know.
That's a real voicemail. But it wasn't. It was one of my homies that used to be with us, Model Mall. We used to call him Model Mall. He like, listen to this great, and it was his voice. We like, let us get that joint. You know what I mean?
Mike, you gotta listen to you be laughing just as hard as me.
It's a real voicemail.
He know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a real voicemail.
Like,
that shit is a classic. Bitch. I never imagined that would be one of the all-time favorite. Like more niggas slide up on me about that song than any song. Like niggas love
that song.
Feeling Me Now. That's a classic.
So the intro starts off with a girl like snapping like, "Yeah, bitch, you wanted to fuck me. You should just ask if you just wanted to fuck. If you wanted to fuck, I wouldn't have fucked you because you a nut, bitch. You a fucking nut." Like this is how she talks, sound like a real Philly chick. You like, yo, she definitely from Philly. Yep. So that's why we laughing. That's why I'm laughing so hard. But she was going ham on that joint. So my last question for that joint is, that song is crazy. Like far as the lyrics, they talking about past situation they dealt with girls.
Right.
My favorite verse probably is Dutch. Dutch. He.
I think everybody.
It's the money while you with me. Just leave. The only time you call me is when you need it. Ain't that my money funny? It's just me. Yeah, I like spending money just for me. Like I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
But Spade, like you said, he always used to set these songs off. Like Gilly used to end, Spade used to set that joint off on fire. Spade versus crazy. Like you just gotta listen to it. It's Spade versus crazy. Bump come on that joint, give it a little twist like he do. Dutch, who I think got the best verse on that song, come in and kill it. Then Gilly, he always finish it. On some, on Gilly, only how Gilly can do.
Right, for sure.
My question for you is, who is your favorite verse on that joint? Because I'm talking 4 dudes go on that song. Like you said, should have been y'all first single, because I know y'all came out with Tic Tac Toe. Yeah.
Back then, that wasn't the sound of music. Back then, that wasn't what was moving in the industry. Those type of records, you couldn't come out with that as a first single. Those type of records. That was your second single with your chickie joint.
But
that
even
was your second.
Did y'all ever come out with that as a single?
No, because you don't make it that far. That was, you had to earn your way to get a second video in the hip hop industry.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And we had to.
That's
That's us and What You Know About Balling. So we already had to.
So I had to. Got you.
Yeah. So you got to earn your way to a third.
So my question.
Well, you know what? I Love Being a Gangster was on the Snipes soundtrack. Ooh. So that was supposed to be the single from the Snipes soundtrack, and they never, the movie didn't do that great, so they nixed all of that.
Gotcha.
And they had a big budget, Nelly was in it, so they did the video with Nelly, and then I think what's the nigga used to be Fat Joe and them? Cuban Link and Maya and them had a song together, something. That was the singles they went with. So
who was your favorite verse on that joint though?
Mine's.
Yours? No, use.
I just thought, you know what I mean? I know, and I never say that, but I just always, I think I got so many quotables in there that people
No, it's
stick to.
it's.
Yeah, real rap.
I already said one of them. Like, yeah, like you know, like that's.
Listen, man, I perform that at shows. When I say, yeah, I know you pregnant, but I know I ain't the whole crowd say, I know I ain't
the
the
dad.
dad.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that stuff. Like, it's
Right.
Like, and it was like it just came out like that. You know what I mean? I didn't really even think the song was that good. And
Seriously?
Was that facts?
Who?
Huh?
You knew she was pregnant, but you knew you wasn't the dad.
Yeah,
No, but question: when did you know that song was a hit?
I didn't. The people just the reaction that people started giving. You know what I'm saying? I was surprised by the reaction of the niggas. You know what I'm saying? How much the niggas loved the song. You know what I'm
from
saying?
a 3 to 5 from
I thought the chicks might like it, the women might like it, but I didn't know the men.
Got you. Nah,
yeah, I
that's
didn't know it was gonna stick and be like a classic like that. I thought they would like it, but I didn't think it was gonna be one of the ones that they love.
That's a.
Yeah, no. Now that I appreciate like this is a dude.
Yo,
I like it.
Yo,
and everybody did a great job. Everybody killed it.
All songs don't travel. Like what I'm saying to this day, that song sound.
Yeah,
I've been listening to it all week, man.
Now everything is timeless. A lot of stuff aged like milk.
Yeah, like that's what I always give you though. Like I said, I've been, I always one of my favorite rappers of all time, so I always listen to you. But this past week, knowing you coming on the show, I just been really tapped into your music and like. The stuff that you were spitting then it still translates to 2024. That's crazy, bro. That's
I mean, listen.
That's crazy, man.
That was a great time for me. It was a great space to be in. It was a great thing for the city. You know what I'm saying?
The era was epic for the city, to be honest with you.
For sure.
Yo, you had Figures. You had Most Wanted.
Beans,
you had Ram Squad. You had Beans. You had Black Friday. You had Diamond District.
You also had artists that, a lot of people didn't even hear of that I used to run across.
Like who?
And it was just the energy. It was just and not just anybody specific, but it was just the energy. Like people believed they could get on being rappers. So it was you know what I'm saying? The Philly hip hop scene, the party scene, everything was moving.
It was rolling, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Everything was at that time. The sports scene, the city it was a lot of energy
people
here.
call that the golden era. The All-Star Weekend came there around.
And
then.
Philly was like a
Sixers was booming.
Philly was like a must stop. It's still a must stop for music, but people used to come here and hang out. You know what I'm saying? It was more than just a, you know what I'm saying?
But
South Street was popping.
But one thing that y'all definitely started.
The Greek, it was a bunch
Greek,
of shit.
Oh,
right.
I forgot about the Greek.
That's something that
I
wish
bunch of
was
shit going on. So the city used to roll.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? We had some
that wasn't my
built-in
era.
events.
I was too young for that.
Yeah,
I caught like the tail end of like little Greek.
Yeah, the Greek was whack by the time we.
Yeah,
it wasn't whack, but it was still
nothing
lit.
like
it was
what
lit to us, but it wasn't like that.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
like that.
Nah, like that. But like, just even talking about that time, like, Major Figures was like really heavy on like the basketball scene. So like, I was talking to you before we got on, like, where I talked to you about you and Dutch. Y'all had a mansion game where old boy like mansion playing Kensington. I forgot old boy name, but he scored like 55.
Yeah.
Dutch out there like Alien. That's when Alien Iverson was popping. Yeah. Like Dutch like Alien Iverson. You cracking up?
Yeah, he blacked out. Yeah,
he blacked out. Kensington down by like 40. Reese Rice got a cool 45, but everybody used to that.
Yeah,
but this 5'5", he getting 55 out.
He went for his.
He went for his to the point where everybody know Mansion is one of the toughest places to ever play in. The crowd kind of switched on him, like cheering for him.
Shout out to that nigga. He was balling.
It was like Felcher something.
Something. He had a gold level night.
Yeah, he had definitely had a gold. But I see all to say, y'all used to be in Camden watching Wild Wagner. Y'all used to be at the Happy Hollow in 1999 where
I grew up.
It was rocking.
I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing.
Okay,
basketball.
so that's my next question. Like with Major, because I know Headshots followed after, where Headshots used to be at a lot of high school games and community games. I mean, leagues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Just being a fan of basketball?
Well, I just always been around playing sports all my life. Before I was rap, sports was my love. You know what I mean? That was my love, playing sports. I grew up playing that, so I always been around it. I always had the pleasure of watching great basketball players. I grew up around the corner from Simon Gratch. You know what I'm saying? So I always, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up like.
Enough said.
I grew up watching, you know what I'm saying, From that, like I watched Brian Shorter family from, you know what I mean, right there on Cleveland Street. You know what I'm saying? I watched Brian Shorter.
Young boys do your homework. Young
Yeah,
boys
he-
do your
yeah,
homework.
like-
Shorter, real deal.
Dallas Comedies is from Germantown and Rowan. Like at Dallas
Gotcha.
Comedies, like I'm watching dudes that was from the hood that played big time college ball, played in the NBA. You know what I
Over in
mean?
Dallas, he went to DePaul, right? I think they went to NBA.
Yeah, he
was
went
that?
to DePaul, Dallas
Yep.
Comedies. He went
Okay.
to DePaul and then he ended up getting drafted by the Spurs. He was a
Yep.
lottery pick to the Spurs. So it's like, you know, I was around it, so it was like, you know what I mean? I always been around sports. That's all.
Got you.
No, that's amazing. So who's it? So out of the figures, you know, we all see Gil popping out in the celebrity games and XYZ, but you know, who was the best player for real out of the figures?
No, Gil was the best basketball player for sure.
Oh, for real?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Gil, you wasn't shit, Gil.
Nah,
Gil was tough.
Gil could play some ball. I could play for sure. And Rolex was good too. Rolex. Played,
Yeah, I heard
Rolex against them.
Rolex. I heard Ab was tough,
Rolex
though.
was all public. All of that. Rolex was
Rolex?
Rolex was all public for Kensington.
Damn, everybody want to be Jordan. Nobody want to be James.
Rolex.
They don't know about that bar,
Rolex
Spade.
and Gil was all on the same all public team. And
He went to
the
Franklin
All-Star
too?
game. No, Rolex went to Kensington.
Oh, shit.
Rolex played for Kensington. Yeah. Rolex.
Ocho outside.
Yeah, Rolex. So
Damn.
Rolex was good too, man. I ain't gonna disrespect nobody.
Damn. I didn't know Rolex was tough. Ab was tough?
I never seen Ab play. I never saw.
I
Ab
think
play,
I had heard
like
that
school
Ab played.
basketball.
Got
Yeah,
you,
I
got
never seen
you.
Ab playing high school.
Got you. But you said Gil was the best one, though?
Yeah, for sure. Gil was good, man. Gil
Got
still
you.
play ball. Gil still good.
No,
he was
Gil
real
still,
good back then.
Gil still cooking people at
No, he's
50.
No, he was
He
real
was
good
playing
back
against
then. He was
Professor.
super fast back then.
Got you. Oh, for real?
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's major respect. Did y'all ever used to have like joints where y'all competing against each other?
Of course,
or-
because that used to be the thing. Gil was from here. I'm from Nice Town. We go to Boys Club. Niggas from Nice Town like he better than Farrar. We called him Farrar. back then.
Right.
They be like, no, Ace better than. You know what I mean? That always was like a little thing. But like Gil always was good at basketball. Me and Gil used to play football together too when we was younger. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
So like, even to this day, because we talk about back in the day,
Yeah.
but 2 weeks ago I seen Spade at an Imhotep football game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we see you guys, y'all outside,
Yeah.
and it always been like that. It always been like that.
Right.
So, my question is just like, who was like some of your, just talk about basketball, who was some of like the locals? Like, who was some of your favorite local Philadelphia players that you might have came across that you know, want to get a little bit name dropping?
I'm gonna say
giving
the
people
best,
their props.
I'm gonna just say the best 5 players I seen in high school. I watched in high school.
Local.
Now I ain't talking about.
Is it
period.
locally or period?
Local in Philly.
Gotcha.
Philly, just all Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Number one in no particular order, or it's somewhat in order.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been so many good motherfuckers, but she obviously is.
She Wallace. Gotcha.
She Wallace is number one.
Mm.
Reese Rice is definitely number 2.
Score Lord.
Reese Rice definitely number.
That's
Donnie
m-
Carr is number 3.
Ooh, Donnie was my
Donnie
OG.
Carr was
That's my
solid.
OG.
Donnie Carr is.
What's up, Donnie?
Kareem Towns is number 4.
Rav, LaSalle.
Ho, talking about. You said it's not in order though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like I couldn't put it in the order. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
Donnie might be like, no, that's my old head Cream, and
No,
you got to put him
Rad-
before
no,
me.
Rad,
Rad was a
yeah.
bad
That's another score, Lord.
super score.
But see, it's like
Serious.
and
Oh,
the
you
number-
watch Rad, bro?
Rad, yeah.
Rad.
Rab is the Rab.
You got?
Rab
Can we get into little details of where you see him at? Because that's.
I seen Rab play
Yeah,
in high
I
school
ain't
for
seen
Southern,
him.
and I seen Rab in college. You know
Got
what I mean?
you,
For
got
LaSalle.
you,
Like
got
I seen,
you.
and I seen him go for 40 both.
Mm.
You know, Rab averaged like 30. Averaged
Yeah,
like
for
40
sure.
a
He
year.
averaged like 40 in one year. He averaged 40
Like
in
he
a-
was that
yeah.
good. You know what I'm saying? And like number 5, these is like one and the same because they was on teammates and I watched them together. Flipping Buzzy, I watched them play together.
Ooh, man, we was just talking about that with Flip.
My guys got in the top 5, my boys.
They
Flippin'
before
Buzzy.
Reese. They was the Mansion era before.
Yes.
They really got Mansion popping again.
And then OT,
Flippin'
then
Buzzy,
Reese.
yeah.
Yeah,
Flipping
yeah.
Buzzy, yeah, Flipping
Flipping
Buzzy.
Buzzy, yeah.
And there's one more honorable mention, man.
Who was
And
that?
If he and I don't know, Eddie Griffin was good when he played for
he was
Roman.
tough.
Eddie
Yeah.
Griffin,
Mr. Triple Double.
that nigga would get like 15 blocks a game. Like he was a monster. Quade Green, like I watched it. Like it's so many good.
Quade.
He was real good.
It was so
Real
many
good.
good, man. It's,
Real
I
good,
could sit here
man.
for an hour naming different. You know what I mean? Different players.
Was
man.
you like, you know, when you was doing something, when you was away for a little bit, Were you still tapping in?
Yeah, I still was tapped in because at that time, Louis playing high school.
Yeah.
At that time when I'm in the joint, so Louis sending me the paper clippings, and I'm keeping up with what Louis doing. But it was like I always got the newspaper. That's how I stayed attached to Philly because we have local news, so I just get the newspaper.
So I know Lou was
I
one
always
of.
kept up with the high school.
So I know Lou was one of your young boys. Like,
Yeah. Len Greer was good too.
super tough.
Yeah,
So I want to tell you a story to make you laugh because I want you to tease Louis about this. So me and Lou, we played for the Hollow since we've been 9 or 10 together.
Right.
Like that's my brother. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much Hoos is more blood than the Louis than I am.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I love Lou on my heart.
Yeah, shout out Lou.
So we played Frankfurt. Lou wound up moving and he playing for Frankfurt. I'm playing for Strawberry Mansion. We beat them twice our sophomore year. We the same year. That's like, we graduated 06, but this 04, our sophomore year. So at this point, Louis hate Mansion. He hate us. Like, yeah, my man over there, but I hate them.
Right.
So his junior year, we wound up playing them at his crib at Frankfurt.
He was tough by his junior year.
By his junior year, he was a monster.
Louis was tough.
Oh my God, he was a
I used
monster.
to be seeing them numbers. I'm like, damn, Louis was tough.
So we wound up beating them off of no time on the clock. My man Moo make free throws. We win the game, right? So I'm the big, I'm from right away. I'm the big man. Like so, we slapping hands. And I see Louis crying. He ugly as shit. Like
Louis
crying.
always crying. He emotional. Louis get emotional.
So I start laughing.
Emotional, real
I
shit.
start laughing.
He probably want to fuck you up.
So we slapping hands. Good game. I see Louis. I start cracking the fuck up. Like he mad as shit. What's up, Louis? He's like, He ain't shake my hand.
Yeah, that's Louis. That's him. That's
Yo,
him.
that next year, our senior year, he came out crib, bro. He lit us up for fucking like 30, 35. Beat the shit out of us.
Louis was good, man.
He tell me about that shit all the time. I'm like, yo, nigga, you 1-3 against me. He be like, I don't care. Last time we played, I bust your ass though. Like, yeah, I mean, Lou was fuck yeah. He was crazy eight, man.
Yeah.
Crazy eight was super tough though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but that's a great list.
It's a great list. I ain't gonna lie.
Did you like?
There's a lot of other players I could.
Yeah, because did you watch Kobe? Did you watch? I know.
Yeah, but Kobe was. I mean, I was there when Kobe and Donnie played each other.
Oh shit!
In the high school joint, that was Kobe.
That's a
Jr.
classic.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's a classic.
And
That's
they
a
won.
classic.
Donnie and them won. Donnie and them had a better team.
Yeah.
That Roman, they.
Yeah, man, there was a lot of people that forget about that was so good playing for Philly. Larry Kettner, Jason Lawson, Rondell Turner. You know what I'm saying?
Davis.
Marvel Connor.
J.K.
Derek
They used to be tearing the hollow lead up too.
It was just it's so many. Back in the day,
y'all used to be so deep out there from the Hansberry games, like especially when they played North Philly with like, or what's the hicking with Darnell Holly and all them dudes. How was it? Because y'all was older, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a young boy out there. Was those because how intense and how y'all used to be snapping? Was those games for like money, or was that joint just about bragging rights?
It was a rivalry.
Fish out there cooking. All the old, the OGs out there. They out there. Earl,
we might have something.
Shout out to my OG Earl. All of them, they out there cooking.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It might have been, but it wasn't like. But it was like all of us was all cool. Like all the coaches, all the teams. Like because it was kind of our league. We put it together. So everybody was cool. So it get heated. Like who want to lose their money, or it could just get heated. Who want to lose the game? Talking shit, but because we all were finna like a sub for the teams that was coming up from down north. Everybody else was in a couple blocks proximity from each other, so it was a bunch of shit.
That swag was different. Had them MF shirts on out there. I'm like, damn, them Jones. Like, I know I played for the Hollow, but I'm real cool with everybody back in Hansberry, man. Like, what's up?
But no MF shirt for you. No MF shirt for you.
Yo, that's crazy.
This is for this side. You got to be on this side. You know what I mean?
Yo, what's crazy? Hansberry is Wayne Ave and Hansberry.
No, that's family, man.
I always tell them, I'm like, yo, everybody all tight. I'm like, y'all separate yourself, but we all family though. Like,
all of them. That's
like y'all home playground is Happy Hollow. Like, you understand what I mean?
Everybody's all love. Man.
Yeah, man. So, but just really like, man, you got me reminiscing, Spade, man. That was like just really good times, though, man.
It was a different era, man. Like that late '90s, early 2000s, man. It was just people. A lot of people say that it was like the Philly golden era.
Do you miss that?
And what you think? Do you think that is true? And if so, like, what do you think could be done, like, for us to like bring it back?
Listen, I was just in the moment, so whatever other people name it, they name it. You feel me? Because 10 years from now, people gonna be saying when Meek was on it was the era, or when the other run. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter
That's true.
of, you know what I mean, what glasses you looking through. But in order for it, it's we had a little more unity in the city, so it was better to have a better scene, because it was like we could bop around with different hoods, and you know what I mean, go in different parts of the city. We used to go down South Philly and be rapping all the time. Pull up in Frankfurt, pull up in West. I'd be out the bottom. I'd be this place, Southwest. This, like, we'd be all over. It was like love, but it's like it's so much beef amongst the you know what I'm saying, the cliques and stuff now that couldn't even do that.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? They couldn't even do that. It's hard for them to even have a video shoot. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad part about it, is just I just wish, other young brothers and other artists and different people would just get themselves the opportunity to be the roads that grow through the concrete. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Just nurture, with your craft, and just give yourself a chance. You know what I mean? One thing true, I don't got the answers. One thing I do know is you can't make it happen from prison or the cemetery.
Right.
Gotcha.
You feel what I'm saying? I will tell you that don't happen.
No, facts. And one thing that you said that really, like, it's really important that people don't understand is they're really, like, not giving themselves the opportunity. You holding yourself back from the opportunity for yourself to blossom better, because you going through whatever, and you don't want to, I guess, be a bigger person, or, let bygones be bygones, and just, move on about shit. Cause
I mean, sometimes the reality is if things get past the point where it can
get past it sometimes too.
But
for sure.
I just be like, the frivolous stuff that y'all can get by, or that can get figured out, it's some way we gotta figure this out. Like, y'all don't really got a real thing going on. Like, yes, there's real stuff going on, and it is what it is. But if it ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all figure this joint out, and like try to, chase what you're trying to chase, man. Go after what you're trying to go after, if that's what you want to do. Now, if you choose that, it's just like, the reality is just like people was born to be ball players like Kobe and LeBron. People born to be G's.
Right.
That's just the reality. So the goal is to try to get the people that's just pretending and following, to try to see another way. You know what I'm saying? And try to figure out some other way.
100%. Shout out that event they had last night too, that Stop the Violence.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Shout out.
It was amazing.
Oh yeah, let's give a round of applause.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. That was an amazing event. Harry O. Shout out to Charlie Mack. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the artists that performed. It was a great show. It was free. It was for the community. And it was like all under the guise of, just bringing some peace and some unity around. And the reality is like, this thing is getting crazy out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you gotta try to, tie your camel, put your village together. You gotta tighten up your village, and as much as people don't want to look at it like that, the city and all the city of Philadelphia and all the inner cities of America is one village.
Right, exactly.
We all got the same struggle.
On the same algorithm.
We all arguing with
sure.
We all
100%.
fighting the government to get funding for our schools, for our hospitals, for our community, take care of our elderly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To try to take care of violence, to stop the people from knocking us in our head. You know what I mean? To stop getting murdered in the court system. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody got the same fight and the same struggle. So we got to understand that we all one village, and try to figure it out, and try to figure out our ways. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you got to get you know what I mean? You got to figure out your piece of the American pie, man. And it's ready to get tricky out here. It's ready to be the Hunger Games out here. So you really better have your stuff together. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody got time to be gripping and griping with each other. It's realer things going on out here, and you got to start paying attention. Don't get distracted with nothing.
Yeah, for real.
I got one simple thing I do every morning. I wake up, I say to myself, I look in the mirror, I say, Asa, do not do anything today that make life harder than it already is.
Gotcha.
And I make sure when I walk out that door, I ain't on no bullshit.
Right.
And there's even days when I am, and I'm like, let me go to fucking the house or go
Just go
somewhere.
check yourself. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
real
so let me
shit.
go check
Like,
myself.
because life is already hard enough. It's already hard enough. So, like, all that other shit, like, if it ain't nothing serious, man, get it.
So, and we not gonna stay on memory lane too much longer. But,
This nigga living on memory lane.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it's cool. But it's love to me because your experience with it was different than mine. You lived it from growing up in it.
Yes.
I lived it from being in it. So I don't. That's why I might joke and say that, but I don't never take that moment from people because it meant something different.
No,
to
that's
them
my
than
childhood, man.
You feel me? And dudes be like, yo, you raised me.
That's
I'm
my
like,
childhood, dog.
I be like, what? They be like, nigga, them raps raised me.
Yo, what I'm saying
That
is,
shit really
yo,
is
Mike,
serious, so it means that's a real
I don't know
thing
what
for
year,
people,
but Spade
That
come
shit's
home.
spooky.
Spade come home. Before Spade came home and all this, I don't know him yet. And you know, somebody would ask me, "Oh, that's my old head."
Yeah.
He raised me. That's my OG. That's my old
Yeah.
head. And I never gonna forget. Down Southern. He probably don't remember this. Down Southern is after one of our games, whatever. Spade used to always show love coming to MOTEP games.
Yeah.
And I seen him, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, OG?" And he shook my head, like, "Yo, what's up, Stan?" Oh shit, Spade know my name. Oh shit.
I see you around Louis and Wop. Shout out to Wop, my guy.
Shout out Wop, Jonathan Hall. Fuck out of here, Jonathan. But that's my man. That's my
man.
boy. That's my brother.
And-
They not just my man. They's my brothers. Those my brothers, man. That's
bro,
my brothers.
Man, everything they got going on at Emotep. Shout out to the deans. Because I really believe
Yeah, I got some great stuff going on over there.
it's
We do?
amazing. And
I do.
and you know the way
My
the
guys.
way the you know what I'm saying, it make them proud to be black. You know what I
Right.
mean? The name of the school.
Right.
It
That's
makes them
respect.
embrace their
Respect.
culture. You know what I'm saying? And make sure they turn out to be great students and student athletes. They got a great program, state champs in football and basketball. So it's like what they building over there. They got a culture of discipline with the kids. They got to put a structure around a lot of them young men is from troubled environments and with a school located where they at they hot zones.
For
right
sure.
there.
For sure.
So the fact that y'all keep them off the streets and safe and give them some structure and y'all all of y'all that's on as coaches that football
Appreciate
and
you, man.
basketball. Shout out to my man Reese on the football staff.
Reese!
Shout out to the CY. Shout out to the whole.
Shout out CY.
Shout out all the coaches.
You know, we had them
all
on.
the
We had
coaching
them on.
staff.
So we had them on.
No, I seen it.
We had
And
them
it's
on.
like, you know, shout out not just the sports, but shout out to the structure, man. Maybe y'all don't, like you say, yo, Spade, you don't know what you mean to us. Like they don't be known, all them coaches, y'all don't be knowing what y'all mean to the community because some of them kids,
Appreciate
y'all
that,
get them an
man.
opportunity at a future.
Appreciate
at going
that.
to college.
Appreciate
And you know
that.
what I'm saying? Y'all take the burden off of their parents of having to figure out where they going to go to school. Y'all get them a chance, even if y'all just keeping them off the streets till 7, 8 o'clock and they going right in their bed because they tired from practice. Y'all is an asset to the community. Sometimes their coaches don't understand y'all may be the only male figures in some of them kids' life that they respect, that they'll actually listen to. So it's like that's a responsibility.
So truthfully,
Fact, brother.
after saying all that, I feel like a fucking nut asking the next question I was about to ask. So like I said, I don't want to stay in the past. So 'cause my next question is about to be, how immature do you think it was with state property and major figures beefing? I don't even want to answer, Spade. Seriously, I don't. I don't want to answer.
Yeah.
My next question, because it's just what you just spoke on. What do you feel like we could do? Because gun violence has always been heavy. Like everybody make it like it's something new. It's not something new, man.
We just can see it more because of social media.
Because of social
we see
media.
it live in real time. It was just
So-
news back then. Now it's in real time.
So
you see it.
Spade, Philly used to be leaders. Now we're followers. We like following behind Chicago with the drill.
Well, that's
with
pop
the,
culture. Pop culture is a culture of following, and you got to understand you're dealing with a different time.
Yeah.
The world wasn't at our fingertips growing up.
Gotcha.
The world is at their fingertips. So they're more exposed. We only was exposed to artists that we may have seen on TV or heard on the radio. Now they can scroll down their timeline. They know what's going on in Little Rock, Arkansas in the trenches. They know
Right.
what's going on in Memphis. They know what's going on in LA, Miami. So
Gotcha.
the world is more, so they're more adapted to taking on different
Gotcha.
things from different places. And the reality is it used to not just be a hierarchy, it was the rank. Like the killer wasn't you didn't look at him as the top guy around the way.
Right,
Like
right.
you wanted to be the money guy.
the money,
You
exactly,
wanted to fly, you wanted to be the guy that had the car and had all the money.
Exactly.
Now it's some of them, unfortunately, young people get influenced. They want to be the guy with all the bodies, who got the most smoke, who got the most wreck.
Right. When you frame it like that, it's real shit though.
And so the hierarchy, the money guy's not the guy no more. Not to young boys.
Right.
Because being a money guy is unattainable to them.
Right.
Everybody wanted to be Mitch back in the day.
Anybody can pull that switch and get busy.
Right.
I ain't gonna be the money guy.
Right,
I ain't gonna get
shit.
Yeah,
their brain can't even get to that. It's like
it's not reality. Because they're around more shooters than they're around money getters. We grew up. It was vice versa for me.
Right. You're learning.
It was a few shooters. It was a bunch of money getters.
Right.
Everybody was hustling. Everybody wasn't shooting.
Right.
Now it's vice versa. Everybody's shooting. You find more niggas shooting than hustling. Young boys.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
How much of them actually hustle?
No,
they just use drugs.
Right. You don't see a bunch of. You don't see 30 people on the corner like it used to be back in the day, like hustling.
Young boys know how many.
They don't even be outside. Yeah.
If somebody had a gun, like a gun stashed somewhere, whatever. Somebody might have it on them too, but it's like these young boys. You see 10 of them, 9 of them got it on them.
The reality is
that's crazy.
The reality is.
That's crazy.
You got to have alternatives, and that's the help we need from the politicians and just the community. At the end of the day, it's time for the men to start being men a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? We got to, because just like you say, the hierarchy is still a hierarchy. There is everybody, the wildest young boys is somebody in their neighborhood they respect. And before they come say, cool out, young boy.
Right.
Cool out.
And it might be one of us, a positive older
and that's
dude.
Why I'm saying all of the men, the us's in their community, stand up. We need to help to empower them. Yo, compensate them some. Like the community, the politicians, make positions, community-based programming, policing, whatever, community-based organizing. Like put some money in their pockets to get the men to make sure everything stay kosher around the way. You feel me? The young boys, all right, they say, I don't want to do this. What's my alternative? That's what I tell them. When I sit down with a politician, I say, listen, you got to give me the answer to the second question. When I talk to a young boy, first thing you want to know, what you want from me.
Right.
The second question is, if I ain't going to do that, what I'm going to do? You got to give me the answer to that question. I got to have a resource to have somewhere to send them to.
Right.
Because them young boys got aspirations to be other stuff.
Right.
It's more, how many of them want to be doctors and lawyers? No, they want to be rappers, YouTubers, this, that, athletes. So sometimes you got to cultivate that ambition into something else. Around the athlete, the manager gets this. That this does this. You maybe not be the great, but you're really good at doing this. Around every rapper needs of this, and you're really good at that. You feel what I'm saying? There's other ways to cultivate their talent.
Right. You could have a love for something, but your skill might not be to be the player.
But you're still part of the game.
Of what's going on. Yeah,
you don't think Rich Paul much rather be LeBron James and be the ball player?
Right.
Randy?
Right.
Shit, Maverick played college ball.
Mav
played college ball.
For sure, 100%.
You don't think they want to be LeBron James and be the ball player? No, but they found the niche another way with no jealousy and envy, and they all the bosses of their lane.
Right.
And they're all important. They're all cog in a machine. And that's an example of how groups of black men can work together. And it's possible. He's just not one. He's just one example of many.
Right.
It's many. And that's what we got to cultivate. You know what I'm saying? We got to cultivate that in our communities and amongst the people. And that start with the men being men. You know what I mean? And that's the realities of it.
Yeah.
We can't keep squatting down and do what the young people do.
Be the real pillars of the community that we're supposed to be. You know what I mean?
You already are. You feel what I'm saying? People don't understand. They just you think you just a nigga on the corner.
Because even when you're doing nut shit as a man, right? You're still an influence. You're just a negative one.
But you ain't gonna let nobody sit on Miss Johnson's step. That's what's her name, mom. That don't like people sitting on this. Yo, get off that joint.
Old school shit.
Yo, get off that joint right there.
That's old school shit.
You can sit right here. They cool. Get off that joint.
That's old school shit right there. Old school shit.
What are you doing? That's the service. Miss Johnson don't have to call the police now
to
get you to do that. You did it. You know what I'm saying? You already do it. People already do this stuff in the community. Yo, they be drawn right there, young boys. Go around there with all that. Like, stop tripping.
So I forget what Instagram site I was on. But whatever site it was, they were trying to show love.
Yeah.
They posted Siegel. He opened up a food truck.
Right.
That's thorough shit.
Yeah,
like,
sure, it's a business.
That's thorough. I'm like, you know,
and he's got a passion for cooking. He loves to cook.
Yo, so maybe it's me being too old looking in the comments, but I'm pissing myself off because I'm looking in comments like. Basically, to make a long story short, like he shouldn't be doing some. Some people like, oh, that shit thorough. Then you got the more negative,
Why?
Like,
you see what Bun B turned Trill Burger into, and he started from being a fucking
That
food
shit's
truck.
getting served at arenas, stadiums.
Bun B started Trill Burger. He used to pull up with a grill and cook burgers.
Sure.
Bun B is as much as a hip hop legend as Beanie Siegel.
Right.
And he used to pull up with a grill and cook burgers.
Bro.
And now he got a franchise.
Yeah.
I'm
What are you talking
I'm
about?
like, how they don't respect the nigga that's hustling?
But that's the mindset. That's
Crab in a barrel.
So now that might discourage a young boy. Damn, I like to cook, man. They grinding him up. I ain't.
Dog, that
cooking
shit crazy.
Right.
That shit was super
That's always
thorough.
a
The man is an entrepreneur and owns his own.
Own his
What
own
are you
business.
talking about?
And food probably, if I get a chance, I'm getting out there. But
No, Smack
food,
can cook.
I'm
He
like,
passionate about it.
food is probably like, I'm like, so.
Y'all grind him up, and the next night he got a concert and he getting paid.
But
Like,
what's
he's
crazy
doing
is,
both.
Spade, what's crazy is, if he out here on still old shit, people be grinding him up like, yo, he's too old to be on
Bro,
this,
sometimes-
The
this,
reality
and
is
third.
understanding that
It's like you can't
people gonna
win.
talk about you either way.
It's like you
Why
can't
need to
win.
worry
Do
about
your
that?
thing, like, because like you can't. Sometimes you can't win, literally. Just so you gotta just.
Bro, I was reading them comments, I was heated. Like, I'm like, dog, this nigga look,
When you ain't
this
got
shit
it,
thorough.
they laugh at you. When you got it, they mad at you because you got too much.
Right.
You ain't giving
So
enough.
it's like, what you gonna do? You know
Yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
just like, yo, this.
I'm happy for him, man. He got a passion.
Yo, shout out to Siegel, entrepreneur, own
Go
business.
support him, man.
Go
I gotta
support
dip in
him,
and
man.
get a grub too.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out the news to his brother. That's my man. But it's like, that's
please
like
support
that's the
him.
reality. Like that's the type of stuff people be on, man. But ain't nothing wrong with that. He happy. He happy, and he's doing both, and he got a good business. I hope he turn that into 50 restaurants.
Right, absolutely.
Yo, look, he looked thorough as shit to me, and listen, he ain't
happy.
harming,
He
he
looked
ain't harming
happy to
nobody,
me.
and he looked
Forget
happy.
how thorough he looked happy.
He
Like,
looked-
this is
yes.
what I love doing. He had a passion for cooking.
Yes.
He happy.
Shit, yes.
Yeah, the fuck.
Like I said,
real shit. Shout out
Hating
Shout out
people
Beans,
ain't
man.
happy, and happy people ain't hating. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah, real
That's
shit.
real shit. Something outside of Philly that I wanted you to speak on. I know you. I know Major Figures had a lot of connections with them. But what's your thoughts on? I know the internet been going crazy about.
I don't get too crazy with that, but go ahead.
But the Super Bowl being at New Orleans,
Yeah.
and they got Kendrick Lamar performing instead of Lil Wayne. The internet been going crazy. Like, yo, how don't y'all have Lil Wayne performing in New Orleans for the halftime Super Bowl show? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Do you feel like it's right, wrong, or you're like, yo, it's whatever? Like, ain't that serious? My thoughts on it is, I feel like they set Kendrick Lamar up because I feel like Drake he Young Money. You know what I mean? You understand what I mean? He's Young Money, and Young Money is part of New Orleans. I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm like, are they trying to like be smart, or are they trying to set Kendrick up? I don't know. But what was your thoughts? What was your thoughts if you heard of it? I don't know if you heard of that or not.
I mean, the reality, out of respect, it probably should have been them. But the reality is, Kendrick Lamar right now is way more culturally relevant than Lil Wayne at this
That's
point.
real right.
Let's just think about a
Right,
business
facts.
model. You're selling a product.
Right.
He's way more culturally relevant.
Right.
Like, people are likened to New Orleans. They should have did in New Orleans what they did in L.A., which out of respect they should have.
Right.
Because Wayne and them era, they was big enough. But the reality, look at the Super Bowl viewer.
Right. Right.
A lot of them don't know a lot of those records. Like, they know Dr. Dre and 50 Cent and Eminem and Snoop Dogg. Right. It's just different. It's a different level of
Everybody know Gin
standing.
and Juice.
Because it's a different demographic that's watching the game. Right?
It's different.
100%, I heard
It's
you.
different. So, no disrespect to Weezy, because I'm, like I say, it should have been out of respect. But as just being devil's advocate, as a business model, Kendrick right now he got the biggest record in the world.
Yo,
Like, he got the biggest record. It's
I
not
think
a
people
just.
make it so much about Lil Wayne when they gotta realize that it's a lot of great hip hop, jazz music, all of that comes from New Orleans. I think they should have did a tribute, like
That's what it should have
jazz
been.
music,
Gotcha.
bring No Limit out, and bring Cash Money out.
But
Like,
at the
show
end
love
of
to
the
the
day,
whole
you
city.
selling a product.
But
The
like you
Super
said,
Bowl
too,
halftime show is a product.
It
They
is a
got to
product.
sell ads.
Right.
So therefore, can I get more ad money attaching it to Weezy and them, or and Master P and them, or do I get more ad money attaching it to Kendrick with the bigger record? And he's already done deals with Pepsi. These companies that you are NFL
That's a
as the
sponsor of the Super
NFL,
Bowl.
you're doing business with.
Right.
And a lot of people don't fail to realize that, like, the Pepsis
It's
and the
different.
sponsors, they have a say
Yeah.
so in this. Like, people think that Hov is
People
sitting up there
paying
making
extra
a
money
decision
for them commercials
and
for that.
calling the NFL like, yo, this we picking
you're
Kendrick.
tripping.
Like,
You're
no, that's
tripping.
not how it was working.
and keeping the buck, I was at the Essence Festival this year. Cash Money was they had the reunion. Like, I mean, like I said, I was out in New
That's
Orleans.
in New Orleans,
I
right?
went. I went. Like I said, yo,
Yeah.
I can't miss Cash Money. So the whole time, Usher out there.
Right.
But obviously the Essence Festival, so there's more women out there. But
Yeah.
it's just like they're going crazy over Usher, and I'm just like, Cash Money. I'm like, y'all not hype about Cash Money? They like, and the vibe they were giving me out there was, it's kind of like if State Property and Philly reunited. Yeah, we gonna be hype, but it's like, they the guys next door, so we kind of used to seeing them. I know the rest of the world is not used to seeing them, but
Right.
we're kind of like,
But I mean, I seen Weezy put on a great performance. He was the headliner at the Roots Picnic this summer, so he had that shit moving down there. Like, listen, you can't take no accolades away from them.
I was there.
But I'm just saying, this is the Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl. It's a different. This is Shakira. This is fucking Beyonce. This is fucking Prince. It's a different level. It's just not that Weezy is not that iconic. But in our culture, we talking about the world culture.
Right.
Not like us is a bigger record.
Because even so, the whole concert,
right this second,
Cash Money, they
and you know what album is something that's
all of them perform.
now and then.
All of them perform. They all perform. So everybody thought it was over. Weezy, Wayne, he ain't
Do you
come
think
out.
the crowd and them people watching in Venezuela is gonna go crazy when Juvenile get up there?
No.
Or Weezy or any of them? No, but when they not like us, come on, people know that record. People know.
That's crazy.
Right.
But it was a statement like
Kendrick got a bunch of records that he's bigger in the culture outside of us.
No, everybody look down there.
Yeah,
They
songs
always
with
on.
Taylor Swift
I'm
and
talking
songs
about.
with
I see old ass
You
ladies.
feel what I'm saying?
They on Bourbon Street. They not like us. They not like. I'm like, yo, what's going on out here?
It's the jingle.
But what I can say is though, nobody thought Wayne was coming out. Everybody thought the concert was over. All of a sudden, Wayne comes out. People were leaving. Some told me not to stay.
Weezy.
When Weezy came back out, it was a fucking stampede in that joint. But the only thing I was mad about was me personally was he did no tracks with Cash, but he did all his Young Money tracks. I'm like, oh,
and that's the whole thing about the reunion. Those so-called reunions. If it's not gonna be the real stuff, it don't have the same feeling. The people probably got the fatigue of like, man, it ain't the same thing.
It's like right, because you go in there to feel like nostalgia, right? It's like I want to feel kind of.
I want to see
felt when
all
I
y'all
heard that
up
shit.
there.
Yeah, no, that's how it was. Nobody,
And then
none of them was up there. None of them was up there when he performed. They wasn't even up there.
We ain't even doing that.
Definitely want to.
Yeah, it wasn't even up there. But just because I know this is coming to we kind of winding down. I wanted to talk about some of the stuff, some of the motion that you got going on now.
Yeah.
I know I seen you out. You and your group. Can you talk about that? I don't know what type of organization it was, but you could tell it was like some type of gun violence or some type of
Yeah.
When my youngin', I know, shout out to my, rest in peace to my young boy Fat Dane, but I know y'all came out there, and I seen y'all. That's when we first started locking and talking about you jumping on the podcast. I want you to talk about that organization that you was with. For it looked like helping gun violence.
Yeah,
what they
the
call
Philadelphia Anti-Drug, Anti-Violence Network.
Gotcha.
And it's one of the CCIP programs, community-based organized programs, community crisis intervention programs, and also with Juvenile Justice Center. And I'm just, I'm being an example of what I'm trying to, tell the men to do, man.
Gotcha.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, and I'm like unapologetic about it. Listen, I'm about trying to, my influence and my standing in the community and with people, not just in my neighborhoods, but everywhere in the city of Philadelphia, which I greatly appreciate. I try to, just try to give a light and try to, help people, man, because it's a bad thing to try to bury people, you know what I mean? And I deal with the trauma of people's traumas. I done been on both sides of the pistol. You know what I mean? I done had my ups and downs.
Gotcha.
So when I talk to a young boy, I'm speaking from a position of being in the know. I lived it. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And not the same old story. You know what I mean? If I go on juvenile justice and I'm speaking to a young boy sitting for 3 murders, I'm speaking to him from a genuine perspective because I'm like, nigga, I know you ready to go to trial next month. I know mentally what you're dealing with. I was in that chair. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And it's just I just realized, like, I always realized by how much I always felt like I just got a different type of love from people. You feel what I'm saying? And I always felt like I got a different type of respect from people. You feel me? Because most of the people I knew me before rap. Like I knew a lot of people in the streets before rap. So I always felt like I got a different type of respect, and it was just like, it was one of two ways to go with that. Either try to glorify negative shit or try to, turn yourself and try to do some positive stuff and try to point people in the right direction and try to help some young people. Not just help them. I'm trying to help, use my own influence to try to help other people that got organizations. If you got nonprofit organizations, if you got resources and stuff for the community, for the youth, let me know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to try to direct some traffic your way because we need places that you try to divert the youth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like we talk, the boys club ain't a thing no more. Like the pal ain't a thing no more. The stuff. So it's like, we got these kids want to be YouTubers. They want to be this. We got to build programs that pique their interest. We got to nurture their dreams in other ways, like I was saying earlier. So we got to have those type of organizations and facilities, and there are plenty of those in the city of Philadelphia. You got Rec Philly, NOMO. It's a bunch of them.
Shout out, that's my guy too. I mean, his two sons, Rick.
It's multiple, you know what I mean? Men of Courage, my man Ty, Men of Courage, Build a Man. You know what I'm saying? My man Zach, like it's just a lot of people. Shout out to other people doing the organization in the community. P3, I-Day, you know what I'm saying? It's,
Young Bob out there too.
Yeah. So Aaron Owens and his Victory.
Victory in North, Mike
Morak.
Yeah, man. It, like that's what I'm saying. It all, and that's the great thing. Shout out to Daryl Schuler, Daoud Bey. They've been doing it for forever. Mel with Odat. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of men out here really doing the community-based stuff and trying to help in the community, and I'm just trying to be another key in the cog and try to boost it a little more, you know what I'm saying, and try to encourage more, and I'm just trying to be the bridge between the community, between the politicians, and between the programs and the guys, you know what I mean? That's it.
Got you, man. Just really want to give
more graduations, less balloon releases.
Let's give a salute to that, man.
Yeah, that's what we on. Yeah, that's what we on.
That's what we on too, man. Winners win, and we trying to push that slogan, especially onto the kids. I mean, have that mindset, that winning mindset, on the positive things in life, because that's how you become a winner.
Facts.
Doing the positive things the right way.
And that's what's great about having you, because like, just obviously, me and Mike into the ball scene. When we first started this podcast, we talked about we don't want this joint just about basketball players. We want this joint about people that's winning in life. Obviously, Spade, I feel like you a person that's winning. Like you took your second chance or third chance, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, real shit.
Yeah, and you running with it. Like I'm gonna make right with this joint, man.
Like I ain't gonna overhype. Like I'm a work in progress, man, and I'm still doing it. But I made a lot of money doing other things, other ways, but it's just like when I wake up every day and the things I'm doing with the community and the youth is like, I feel good every day when I go. So it's like, it feel different, it feel better, you know what I mean? Gotcha. So it's like.
That's beautiful.
Because, like I said, I was a young boy, watching y'all. Do you miss hopping out them foreigns and chicks all, groupies all around you?
Man, that shit still be happening. I just don't post it on Instagram. Like,
gotcha.
You know what I mean? That shit still be going. I still move around. Like I still move around.
They're the stir.
Like I still move around. I still, you know what I'm saying? I still walk around and move around. You know what I mean? But it's just. That's not my everyday. Like that's not my thing. I don't have idle time to just be doing that.
Got you.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like it's more time to be doing that. Oh yeah, you remember that? All right, well let me tell you how you could get yours. Do da. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm on now. I ain't really, you know what I mean? Them is the highlight film, you know what I mean? I ain't really into watching my highlights like that.
I forgot old boy name, but they was on Johnny Mac podcast. Shout out to Johnny Mac and them podcast. And they had Mr. Biz on there, and I forgot old boy name. He a co-host with Johnny Mac, but he was just like, he asked Mr. Biz like, yo, getting money and fucking with chicks is cool, but like, what else? Like he was basically asking like, what are you trying to?
Is that it?
Like, is that it? Like, yeah, I mean, not coming at old.
More to it than that.
Because I mean, when you leave this earth. Is that all you going to have attached to your name?
Yo, like that.
You one of a zillion niggas.
That shit was
real
real shit,
niggas
man.
that did that.
Right.
I was like,
what's your legacy?
Yeah, that's what
Did
he was
you
saying.
make
Like,
a-
that's what he's basically saying. Like, what's your legacy? Like, what do you
Other
want to
than-
be
who
known
cares?
for? Like, you know what I mean?
cares?
And I like really like, I was like, damn, that's real shit.
What can you leave behind?
I'm mad I can't think of his name because he a popular dude in the city. But I just definitely want to give a shout out to him. That was like a super thorough question, man. Like super thorough question that I really respected. But Spade, just talk about some of the stuff you got in motion now. I know you like a business owner, you doing the truck driving stuff and things like that. I
got a bunch of things, man. I'm still doing that. I'm just with the community. I'm ready to start my own nonprofit. I'm just working, like I'm just doing a bunch of stuff. I'm still doing the music. Me and Lava,
got you.
We wrapping up the Glorified album. It's
Shout out
just
Lava,
that's
that's my
crazy.
OG.
Yeah. Hey yo, we out of here, man. Shout out to all y'all. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, man, shout out Spade-O, man.
Shout
We
out to all y'all,
appreciate
man.
you,
I love y'all
coming
for having.
through.
Winners win,
Winners
but
fucking win.
but yeah.
We out of here, Tone.
Yo, we up out of this joint though, but really appreciate you.
Appreciate you all,
Yo,
man.
we up out of
Love y'all. Winners win.
Appreciate you, Spade. Appreciate you, bro. Steve. Winners
Yeah, we-
fucking